guys, it's Liz from Eating Vegan Simplified. Today I'm going to show you how to make what I'm going to call squash patties. Squash patties, there you go. And so you can make it with any kind of squash really, but I am going to use zucchini and yellow squash. So I took like a cheese grater and I grated the zucchini, and so that worked really good. And then I also grated the yellow squash. And the reason I'm using yellow squash and zucchini is because it's what I've already had in the house. So just use whatever squash you have. Like, you know, zucchini is fine, or the yellow squash, or even other kind of squash, but I think that might be a little bit harder to do in the grater. So I think one of these kind of squashes is pretty good. Okay, so now we just have a mixture of those two. The other thing I did is I took some lime juice that I'm putting in here. So this is just the juice of one lime, and this is called aquafaba. In case you're not familiar with it, it is the liquid that is in a can of chickpeas, right? So I just took 3 tablespoons of the liquid. Don't worry too much about the measurements that I'm telling you, because they will be right underneath the video in a written format. So in case I screw up, it'll be right there, okay? And this is green onion. This is just 1 green onion that I chopped up. This is 3 tablespoons of veganese, and you could use any kind of vegan mayo that you might have. And, you know, it could even be a flavored kind, like I have the pesto veganese, which is good, but this is just regular. This is 3/4 cup of cornmeal, okay? So that's what I'm putting in here. And finally is the spices. Oh, sorry, my dogs are barking at a squirrel. Okay, anyway, hopefully that's not too distracting. Okay, so what I have in here, this is 1 teaspoon of basil, gosh, 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then I have I did literally a pinch of paprika, nutmeg, I don't know, I don't remember. I put it all in here. Paprika, nutmeg, there was someone, oh, mustard, ground mustard, and then some salt. So that's what this is. Again, don't try to write it all down or anything. I will have it right underneath the video, and so you can just look at that. Okay, so then it's just like stirring all of this together. Wondering if I should use my hands, but I'll start with this. So you want to stir all this together, and then, you know, because I'm not using egg or anything like that, which usually helps things set, although the aquafaba will do that. I am going to put it in the fridge for a little bit, maybe for about half an hour or 45 minutes. I'll just kind of check it. And by doing that, it will kind of just form together and be, you know, better. I mean, it seems okay now, but you know, sometimes when I make this, it's not quite as, I don't know, like together. You know what I mean? Like moldable. I mean, it really feels like it's moldable right now. I wonder if I could just use it right now. But I think I'll just put it in the fridge just for a little bit and just let it even be better. So, okay. So, I think it depends on which kind of squash you use. But anyway, this kind seemed to come together okay. But I'm going to put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes, okay? And then I'll come back and we'll make it into patties and cook it. So see you in 30 minutes. Okay, I'm back. So it's been about 30 minutes. And now you just make some patties, you know? So I don't know, I'm going to try to make, I don't know, maybe between 6 and 8. If you want to, you know, depending how you're going to serve it. Like if you want to serve it as an appetizer, you can make a lot of little small patties, you know, and then you could make any kind of dipping sauce that you like for this. I mean, it really tastes good on its own, but some things that you could use is like applesauce, or you can make like a veganese with garlic, or the veganese that has pesto in it is really good. I'm making these a little bit bigger. They're almost like hamburger size, but yeah, it's not real difficult. Just make some patties real quickly. And while I'm making these patties, I have my pan heating up. So then by the time I get there, you know, I'm good. So let's see, I guess I'm gonna have 6. And like I say, if you make them smaller, you could have a lot. Like you could make little like finger food for a party. And like I think with the holidays coming, this is a nice thing to bring if you're going to a party, even with like meat eaters or whatever. So you can see it stays together pretty well. Okay, let's kind of go over to the stove here and turn it up a little bit. And we'll put it in. There you go. Turn some light on so you can see. So I'm just frying them up. If you want to make it a little healthier, you could probably put it in the oven for, I don't know, you could try like 15 minutes per side. Get rid of this dish. But this is, I'm just going to fry them, and it's going to be pretty quick. Like I'm going to do maybe 2 or 3 minutes on each side. And if you make the size smaller, keep that in mind. Like the bigger it is, the longer it might take, right? So, yeah, kind of flattening them out a little bit. But yeah, these are so versatile. You know, you could even have them, use them like instead of a patty on a sandwich or something. So do whatever, just be creative. But then you have the basic recipe here, and it's really good. I think you could also add other things to it, like if you wanted to put other kind of spices in that you might like if you want to make it spicy, or add some curry, so this is like really just like your foundation, and you can make it as is, which is truly delicious, or add some other things that you like. Okay, let's see how they're doing here. I don't want them to stick or burn. Okay, no, not yet. It's always good to check these things, especially when you're making a video. You don't want it to screw up. Oh God, you don't know, guys, what I did yesterday? The reason there's not a video on Saturday, let me tell you what I did yesterday while this is cooking. I was cooking something in the oven, some spaghetti squash, and I decided after the fact that I wanted to put some water in the like baking dish. Don't ever do that. So thank God, I took it out, I put it down, and then I was just going to add just like a little bit of water on the bottom to help it cook. Well, that thing exploded. Oh my God, the glass went everywhere. So I've spent a lot of time cleaning up glass. But I think it's going to be one of those things where like I'm always looking like, is there more glass? So don't put water in something super hot because it will explode. I found out the hard way. You're welcome. Okay. So, let's see. Flip one, too. Yeah, it's getting a little brown. I'd like to see it a little browner. I'll leave it for another, I said 2 or 3 minutes per side. Maybe it's more like 4 minutes per side. I don't know. But, yeah, just trying to get this going. Do you have stuff ready for Thanksgiving? Like ideas of what you might want to do for a menu? I'm kind of thinking about it. If there's something in particular you'd like me to try to make for, Thanksgiving. Here, I'm flipping them, John, and maybe they can see me. Some cook a little more well done than others. I'll keep them in accordingly. These seem to be doing a little bit better. Let me move my pan a little. Okay, that's going to help. Yeah, so I don't know, like last year I made some sort of like roast, but it was made out of lentils, and it was really good. Lentils and walnuts, and that was really good.
Yes.
So I'm kind of thinking about what to make this year. I think I'm good with side dishes and appetizers. I got a lot, and if you need ideas, look at the site because there's so many on the channel that are good. The spinach puff pastry, everybody seems to love that one. I might do like a mushroom puff pastry video coming soon, so stay tuned. I was thinking about doing that because people like the other ones so much. Let me get something to put these on. And I'll just get some paper towel and drain them because I don't want them to be greasy or anything when I serve them. So just put a paper towel down on a plate, and then when they come out, you will be ready to take them. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. So, all right, this one needs more time. This one looks pretty done. But let's see if you can see both sides. Pretty good. So this is an example of what it will be like. I'm gonna let these cook for a while longer, but you get it. This is it. It's the squash patty, I think is what I'm calling it. I have to come up with something more creative. Squash patty delight. I don't know. I have to give it some thought. But anyway, this is it. Give it a try. And like I say, the recipe will be right underneath the video and the written recipe. And also, please hit subscribe because I have new recipes every week. This week we were one day late, but usually it's like Saturdays I come up with a new recipe that I, post. So check it out and subscribe. I wouldn't want you to miss one. So enjoy, give it a try, and happy cooking, everyone.